The Arctic wasteland stretches before us. Giants roamed this frozen land. We call them mammoths. Mammoths were magnificent creatures. Their massive tusks could reach incredible lengths. Their thick fur protected them from the bitter cold. For thousands of years, they ruled the frozen plains. They shared this land with other remarkable animals. But then, the mammoths vanished. What happened to these giants of the Ice Age? Today, the Arctic silence holds secrets. These secrets are frozen in time. They whisper to us from the ice. We uncover their bones, their tusks, their very flesh. These remains are remarkably preserved. The cold has kept them safe from decay. Each discovery brings us closer to the past. We analyze their bones and teeth. The mammoths are gone, but they left us clues. We are determined to solve the puzzle of their extinction. Our journey takes us back in time. The Ice Age was a time of dramatic change. Glaciers advanced and retreated. Life had to adapt to survive. The mammoths were masters of adaptation. They were closely related to elephants, but with key differences. Their bodies were built for the cold. We study their relationship to modern elephants. By understanding the mammoths, we understand ourselves better. We see the impact of climate change. Mammoths exist in a realm between myth and reality. For centuries, their bones inspired legends. Some cultures believed they were giants. Science sheds light on these legends. We separate fact from fiction. We use evidence to reconstruct the past. The quest to understand the mammoth continues. New discoveries are being made. Join us as we delve into the world of mammoths. Imagine a creature as large as a bus, covered in thick fur, with tusks that could grow longer than a car. This was the woolly mammoth, an icon of the Ice Age. They roamed the frozen landscapes of Earth for thousands of years. Their story is a testament to survival against the odds, but it's also a story shrouded in mystery. Mammoths were highly adaptable creatures. They inhabited a variety of environments, from grasslands to forests. Mammoths lived in herds, much like modern-day elephants. Despite their size and strength, the mammoths disappeared. What led to the demise of these incredible creatures? To understand the mammoths, we need to look at their closest living relatives, elephants. At first glance, the resemblance is striking. Both are massive, intelligent creatures with long trunks and impressive tusks, but a closer look reveals some key differences. Mammoths were covered in a thick layer of fur, essential for survival in frigid Ice Age temperatures. Elephants, on the other hand, have sparse hair covering their bodies. The mammoth's tusks were also unique. They were longer and more curved than those of modern elephants. Mammoths had much smaller ears than their modern counterparts. This adaptation helped to minimize heat loss in cold climates. The woolly mammoth was a marvel of adaptation. Every aspect of its being, from its thick fur to its small ears, was shaped by the unforgiving conditions of the Ice Age. Their bodies were designed to conserve heat. Mammoths were enormous creatures, some standing over 12 feet tall at the shoulder. Their massive size played a crucial role in regulating their body temperature. Beneath their woolly coats, mammoths had a layer of fat that could be up to 4 inches thick. This layer of fat provided insulation and an energy reserve for lean times. Scientists believe that mammoths had special adaptations in their blood that prevented it from freezing in sub-zero temperatures. These adaptations allowed them to maintain their core body temperature. Mammoths may have used their tusks to sweep away snow and uncover vegetation buried beneath. The mammoth's appearance was a tapestry of fascinating adaptations, each detail telling a story of survival in a frozen world. Take, for instance, their humped backs. It's believed that mammoths stored extra fat in this hump, similar to a camel's hump. Their feet were another remarkable adaptation. Mammoths had large, flat feet that acted like snowshoes, distributing their weight evenly. Even their tails, though short, played a crucial role. Mammoths used their tails, which were covered in thick hair like a brush, to sweep away snow and ice. And we can't forget their most defining feature, their fur. It consisted of two layers, a dense undercoat for insulation and longer guard hairs for protection against the elements. This incredibly effective insulation system allowed them to withstand frigid temperatures. Around 10,000 years ago, something dramatic happened. The mammoths, those iconic giants of the Ice Age, began to vanish. Their disappearance marks a pivotal moment in Earth's history. But what caused this mass extinction? It's a question that has intrigued scientists for centuries. Some pointed to catastrophic events, sudden and devastating changes that wiped out entire populations. Others suspected a more gradual decline. Climate change, human impact, disease, even changes in plant life, all of these elements intertwine. The extinction of the woolly mammoth serves as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the fragility of life. It also highlights the interconnectedness of all living things and the profound impact that changes in the environment can have on the planet's inhabitants. Imagine a world in constant flux. Temperatures swing wildly. Ice sheets advance and retreat, carving their way across continents. As the Ice Age began to wane, the mammoth's world started to shrink. The vast frigid grasslands they roamed, known as mammoth steppes, began to disappear. Forests encroached on their grazing grounds, replacing the nutrient-rich grasses they relied on. This warming trend brought about a cascade of ecological changes. The delicate balance that supported mammoth life was disrupted. The mammoths, once masters of their domain, were facing an unprecedented challenge: adapt or perish. But even their remarkable resilience had its limits. As the mammoth's world was changing, a new force emerged on the scene: humans. Our ancestors, skilled hunters and tool makers, were spreading across the globe. Archaeological evidence tells a story of interaction and sometimes conflict. We find mammoth bones riddled with spear points, butchered carcasses, and even cave paintings depicting humans hunting these massive beasts. It's clear that humans saw mammoths as a valuable resource. But could humans, even with their ingenuity, have driven an entire species to extinction? It's a question that has sparked debate among scientists. Some argue that humans, as apex predators, could have tipped the scales against a species already struggling to survive. Others caution against placing too much blame on our ancestors. They argue that the evidence for widespread human hunting of mammoths is inconclusive. While humans may have played a role in the mammoth's decline, they argue, it's unlikely they were the sole cause. The extinction of the woolly mammoth wasn't a simple case of climate change or human hunting. It was a complex interplay of factors, a perfect storm of challenges that ultimately proved insurmountable. As the climate warmed, the mammoth's world shrank, their food sources dwindled, and they faced increased competition from other species. This weakened their populations, making them more susceptible to other threats. Human hunting, even on a small scale, could have delivered a significant blow to already stressed populations. Imagine a herd already weakened by hunger and habitat loss, suddenly targeted by skilled hunters. The impact could have been devastating. Emerging diseases spread by migrating animals or even by humans themselves could have swept through mammoth populations. The extinction of the woolly mammoth is a stark reminder that extinction is rarely a singular event. By understanding the factors that led to their demise, we gain valuable insights into the fragility of ecosystems. The idea seems like something straight out of science fiction. bringing back an animal that vanished from the earth thousands of years ago? It seems impossible. Yet the dream of resurrecting the woolly mammoth is no longer confined to the realm of fantasy. Advances in genetics, particularly in the field of ancient DNA analysis, have opened up astonishing possibilities. Scientists can now extract and sequence DNA from long-extinct creatures, like the mammoth. This genetic blueprint holds the key to potentially bringing these giants back to life. The process, however, is far from simple. Mammoth DNA, even when preserved in ice, is often fragmented and degraded. Scientists face the daunting task of piecing together these genetic fragments. They envision a future where the woolly mammoth once again roams the earth. At the heart of this audacious endeavor lies a revolutionary tool, CRISPR-Cas9. This gene-editing technology allows scientists to make precise changes to DNA sequences. In the context of mammoth de-extinction, CRISPR offers a way to rewrite the genetic code of Asian elephants. By inserting key mammoth genes, scientists aim to create an elephant with the iconic features of its extinct cousin. This process isn't about creating an exact replica of a woolly mammoth. Instead, the goal is to produce a hybrid animal, a mammoth-like elephant. This hybrid could then potentially be introduced into Arctic regions. The implications of this technology extend far beyond resurrecting extinct creatures. CRISPR has the potential to revolutionize medicine, agriculture, and conservation efforts. The Mammoth de-extinction project stands as a bold and controversial example of its capabilities. The mammoth in the room: ethical dilemmas of de-extinction. Bringing back extinct species raises ethical questions. Should we be playing God, disrupting ecosystems? The impact on existing ecosystems is a concern. Introducing a mammoth could have unforeseen consequences. Would they compete for resources? Could they introduce new diseases? These questions are complex and unresolved. Section 4. A glimpse into the future. The promise and peril of playing God. The quest to resurrect the woolly mammoth is a journey into uncharted territory, a testament to human ambition and our relentless pursuit of scientific frontiers. It's a story that sparks both excitement and apprehension, a story that forces us to confront our role as stewards of the planet and the ethical implications of our actions. The potential benefits of de-extinction are enticing. Resurrecting extinct species could help restore damaged ecosystems, increase biodiversity, and even offer insights into the genetic basis of adaptation and extinction. Imagine woolly mammoths once again roaming the Siberian tundra, their heavy footsteps compacting the soil and creating a more hospitable environment for other Arctic species. It's a vision that captures the imagination and speaks to our desire to undo past wrongs. But the risks are equally profound. We must proceed with caution, guided by a deep respect for the complexity of life and the potential consequences of our actions. The de-extinction debate is not about right or wrong answers. It's about having a thoughtful and informed discussion, weighing the potential benefits against the inherent risks, and ensuring that our pursuit of scientific progress doesn't come at the expense of the natural world we are striving to protect. The ethics of resurrection, playing God or righting wrongs, bringing back extinct creatures is now within scientific possibility. This power comes with a heavy burden of responsibility. Should we manipulate life to reverse extinction? The debate rages on, with passionate voices on both sides. Proponents argue we have a moral obligation to right human-caused wrongs. They see it as a chance to restore lost biodiversity. Opponents caution against playing God, fearing unforeseen consequences. They fear resurrected species could become invasive. Others argue resources should focus on current conservation efforts. The ethical considerations are complex and multifaceted. Unintended consequences, the ecological tightrope. The prospect of mammoths roaming the Arctic tundra is captivating, conjuring images of a restored wilderness. However, introducing a long-extinct herbivore into a modern ecosystem is complex and uncertain. It's a delicate balancing act, fraught with potential risks and unintended consequences. It's a gamble, a roll of the ecological dice with potentially irreversible consequences. A life-restored animal welfare in a resurrected world. Beyond the ecological considerations, the ethical debate over de-extinction also grapples with the well-being of the resurrected animals themselves. Is it ethical, some argue, to bring a creature back into a world that is vastly different from the one it evolved to inhabit? Mammoths, like elephants today, were highly social animals, living in complex herds with strong family bonds. Could we replicate these social structures in a world fragmented by human development? Would they be confined to zoos and research facilities, their movements restricted, their social lives limited? Or would they be released into the wild, forced to navigate a landscape altered by climate change and human activity, potentially facing conflicts with humans and other species? Moreover, the process of de-extinction itself raises ethical concerns. Creating a mammoth-like elephant would involve genetic manipulation, potentially subjecting these animals to unforeseen health problems, or compromising their natural behaviors. Do we have the right to experiment on living creatures, even in the name of scientific advancement or conservation? These are not easy questions to answer. They require us to grapple with our responsibilities to individual animals, not just to entire species or ecosystems. They force us to consider what it truly means to live a good life both for ourselves and for the creatures we share this planet with. The quest to resurrect the woolly mammoth symbolizes human ambition and our complex relationship with nature. It sparks hope and trepidation, forcing us to confront our role on this planet. Witnessing these creatures again is alluring, but also a reminder of our capacity for destruction. It challenges us to consider if resurrection honors their legacy, or if we should focus on protecting current biodiversity. Our actions must be guided by respect for the intricate web of life that sustains us all. The Arctic wind howls across the frozen plains. It carries a whisper of the past, echoes of giants that once roamed. Their story resonates, reminding us of nature's power and life's fragility. We've explored their world, delved into their genes. Their extinction marks the end of an era. It's a profound loss, a silencing of a unique voice. Their story is a call to action. Our actions have consequences, shaping the world for generations. We stand at a crossroads, a point in history where scientific advancements offer both unprecedented opportunities and profound ethical dilemmas. The possibility of resurrecting extinct species, once a distant dream, is now within reach. But should we pursue it? The decision to bring back the mammoth or any extinct creature is not one to be taken lightly. It demands careful consideration of the potential ecological consequences, the ethical implications for both the resurrected animals and existing ecosystems, and the allocation of resources in a world facing multiple environmental crises. Beyond the scientific challenges, the de-extinction debate forces us to confront fundamental questions about our relationship with nature. Are we masters of the natural world, free to manipulate it for our own ends? Or are we merely stewards, charged with protecting the planet's biodiversity for future generations? The answers to these questions will shape not only the fate of the mammoths, but also the trajectory of our own species. The story of the woolly mammoth is far from over. It continues to unfold in research labs, in the halls of museums, in the icy plains of the Arctic, and in the hearts and minds of those who are captivated by these ancient creatures. Whether or not we choose to bring them back from extinction, their legacy will endure. Their story challenges us to think critically about our place in the world, to consider the long-term consequences of our actions, and to use our knowledge and ingenuity wisely. It reminds us that the natural world is a precious and interconnected web of life, and that we have a responsibility to protect it, not just for ourselves but for all creatures, both present and future. The future is unwritten. The choices we make today will determine whether the story of life on Earth continues to be one of diversity, resilience, and wonder, or whether it becomes a tale of loss, regret, and missed opportunities. Let the legacy of the mammoths be a guiding light as we navigate the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century, inspiring us to create a future where both humanity and nature can thrive.